You fucking ugly whore! You're an ugly whore! You're an ugly whore, not me! You fucking ugly whore! You're an ugly whore! You're an ugly whore, not me! Hi guys, good evening, good to see you. Thank you for the sub, Slew and Admiral. Hi Mizzy, hi Heck, hi Kiwi, hi Axolotl, hi Sigil, hi Kath, hi Frank, hi Druid, hi Gracie. All right. Oh God, that scared me. Let's turn it down a little bit. Okay. Sorry, it's so late. We just got back from the vet. I'm still really concerned for her, but there's just not much that I can do at this point except wait. She is currently being watched by Eddie while I stream because I don't know. She just, something's still not right, but we literally don't know what's wrong. She's definitely better though. Like she's stable. So hopefully she continues to improve and I don't need to take her back. She's still refusing food. So before she would eat like the little squeezy tubes, but now when I tried to give it to her just now, she didn't want to eat that either. So yeah, I don't know. This is a lot. I didn't expect this at all. I just took her to the vet because I thought, she hasn't been eating. Like maybe, she was healthy on Tuesday. The day I ended stream, she was fine. And then the next day I was told that she could die. So it's been a whirlwind of emotions. And then obviously like you throw finances on top of that and that's never fun, especially when rent is due in like a few days. But the good news is apparently they're refunding me $1,400. So that's good.
Enjoying the stream? Leave a tip.
I don't know why exactly, but I'll take it. Thank you, Mr. Apples, for starting the hype train. I appreciate it. And The emergency vet is refunding me. I think she didn't do a good job of explaining it over the phone. Because I asked her, I was like, wait, why am I being refunded? T, thank you for the sub.
You're an ugly whore.
I think essentially they just assumed they would needed to do more than they did. Like they didn't send me home with any medication. It was really sweet though, because you could tell how much the people there cared. The doctors there worked so hard. Literally, the doctor that 2 vets oversaw her while she was there. The one vet worked from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., but then she called me at around like 7 in the morning. So she was obviously still working. So they work really long hours. And she was there when I left and she was like, please tell me if you find out like what's wrong, or like she just wanted to know what happens to her. So I thought that that was really sweet. Especially after I've been to this other vet, like her primary vet, I think you would call it, like 3 or 4 times. And I've spent probably $4,000 there. And every time I have gone there and I have spent money, he has done absolutely nothing for me. He doesn't even, he told me that she's 3 years old. He was like, are you sure she's 2? It says she's 3. And I was like, yeah, she's 2. So yeah, she was at that vet at first for 4 hours. And almost the whole time she was open mouth breathing and panting. And they didn't seem concerned by that at all. When I took her to the emergency vet, as soon as I walked in with her and she was breathing heavy, they were like, vet, someone to the front, open mouth breathing cat. Like they took it so seriously and they took it as an emergency. And I had to sit there in the waiting room of the original vet for almost an hour with her shitting all over herself and panting excessively. So that was fun. And he sent me home with a dying cat. Like I'm going to show you a little bit of the video because I took a video as evidence because it genuinely seemed like she was having an attack. Like this was her at the vet. Like just completely limp. Nothing. Like she couldn't even hold her head up at one point. It's kind of hard to see because she's... I'm not going to that vet ever again. Ever. So this is immediately after they sent me home and said she was fine to go home, okay? Do you see how her claws are? She's in a lot of pain. She's panting again. Look, Eddie. Eddie, I think we need to take her somewhere else. Okay, I'll stop showing the video. Apparently I'm scaring her. So they have no explanation as to why that was happening to her. It happened multiple times. Like you saw, her claws were out like this. She was like, and then she started panting excessively. I don't know. It's really painful to watch. Yeah, I brought her home. I took her out of the carrier and she just like dead meat, honestly. So they did 2 echocardiograms, they did multiple x-rays, they did an ultrasound, they measured like stuff that I don't even know that they measured. Like they measured values of her heart. Like essentially the only things that they found were not conclusive enough evidence to even know what was wrong with her. And so I'm really scared to have her back at home because essentially she hasn't received any treatment. So I just don't know. We literally, the vets were completely stumped. They told me how unusual this is. Because at first they thought, the emergency vet, not that fuckwad, they thought that she was throwing blood clots to like her back legs and her brain, because at the time she was at the vet, she couldn't really move her back legs. But then they did a test where it can measure if they have blood clots, and she didn't have any. So yeah, I don't know. They said that there was like a few abnormalities, like where was it? So her cardiac enzyme called proBNP was abnormal, but that's not a clear indicator of heart disease. Essentially, their only guesses as to what is wrong with her is either her heart or something neurological. And I asked the vet today, I was like, how much would it cost to see a neurologist? And they told me $5,000. No, I didn't tell them that. I honestly forgot about that. Right now, she is, I'll show you. She's definitely not normal, but she's better. She's kind of just like, this was right before I went live. She's just kind of laying there with her mouth open. Like, she honestly seems disassociated, like spacing out. Who the fuck is playing the sad violin noise? And this is me trying to give her the tube. And just no interest at all. But she's at least cognizant, you know, like she's up. Before she couldn't even sit up. Yeah, I actually thought that she was going to die. Like literally, the vet comes in and she was like, I fear that Sugar could pass at any moment. So yeah, I'm still concerned that that could happen. And I really hope that it doesn't. And I wish that I could say that there was like a clear answer to what is happening to her. And, you know, maybe whatever happened to her was just a once off. There's a small chance that it was like some sort of allergic reaction maybe, or like a poison. Because while I was gone on vacation, they did spray for bugs outside. And when I got back, I saw that there was like a dead cockroach on the floor and stuff like that. Sugar has never eaten a bug that I've seen. So I think the chances of that is really low. But if a cat were to ingest those kinds of poisons, it can be very deadly. She doesn't really eat plants. None of the plants that she has access to would do that to her. And like, there's no evidence that she literally the day before this happened was completely normal. You saw on stream, like completely normal. So I just, and it's crazy too, because I just spent what, $1,000, $2,000 to go to a specialist, and the specialist told me there's nothing wrong with her heart. And now she was back at the vet and they're like, you know, it could be something wrong with her heart. And I was like, she just got an echocardiogram 3 weeks ago. Like, how could she go from being fine to almost dying in 3 weeks? Poop near her beans. No, so after she was brought to the vet, she pooped on herself when I was waiting for her appointment at the first vet. And it was pretty liquidy, but she's never had diarrhea before. And then after I brought her to the vet, I noticed that there was poop like smeared on the blankets from my bed. Honestly, I should have showed them that video. It didn't really seem like a seizure to me. But I've also never seen a cat have a seizure. I think I'm gonna send them the video. I just wanted to send you this video I took before I brought Sugar in. I forgot to mention it. My friends brought up that maybe it could have been a seizure. But that's the thing as well, is like she was having these episodes at the vet as I wasn't back there, so I couldn't see exactly what she was doing, but the vet was telling me that she was going like this. Like 1 minute, she told me at one point that they thought she was dying, and so they went to go look at her gums, and she went from like non-responsive, not being there, dying, to then when they stuck her fingers in her mouth, she bit the vet tech. Like they thought she was dying multiple times, and then she would just, you know. I'm going to finish the text real quick.
No, you fucking ugly whore!
Hi,
You're
Shadow.
an ugly whore! You're an ugly whore, not me!
Hello, Rice.
Video's too long. Okay. This is such a painful video to watch. Hopefully they respond. So yeah, for the last 24 hours, I've just been completely racking my brain as to what is happening. The problem is, I really think that it is neurological. Obviously, I'm just making guesses. Like, I'm not a vet. I'm also honestly like, I'm being pretty pessimistic about it, I think, because I don't know. I'm trying to be realistic, but maybe a little bit pessimistic. I don't know. She's definitely not normal, and I'm scared and I'm anxious and I'm worried because I almost lost her last night, and I know that there's nothing I can really do besides be attentive. But I also just want to say to like anyone that, you know, Venmo'd me before I made the GoFundMe, or also, you know, donated to the GoFundMe. I'm hoping that all that combined, I can, if the problem continues, like if she doesn't get better, I can take her in to see a neurologist, because the order that they want me to do things is they want to take her back to a cardiologist first, because essentially a cardiologist is cheaper than a neurologist. And so if the cardiology, like if her heart is the issue, they do it in like order of severity, and an MRI and like neurological issues, I think, are probably like the most severe. But it's just crazy because she's 2 years old and I've only had her for a different cardiologist. Yes. They know the cardiologist that I took her to, but literally they asked me, they're like, why did you go to a cardiologist so far away? And I was like, I honestly don't know. That's where the vet told me to go. I am never going back to that guy. He literally sent me home with a dying cat. And I was like asking him, I was like, is she okay? Like, is she doing better? And then I was like, I don't know. That guy's, I have very strong feelings toward him right now. So essentially what is going to happen, they sent me like a bunch of referrals for a cardiologist and a neurologist, but my homework for her essentially is I need to watch her for collapse or weakness events, panting or open mouth breathing, And then if she vomits or refuses food for more than 24 hours or has diarrhea that does not improve over the next 1 to 2 days. So if she doesn't do any of those things, she's fine for now. And I really hope that she doesn't, because if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know how I would be paying my rent this month. But literally, I had to pay before I could leave the emergency vet. They didn't have payment plans. They wouldn't let me leave until I paid, even though I was like, can I pay when I come pick her up in the morning? I had to pay $2,000 up front and then an additional $3,500 something before I left. I had to call my parents at like midnight and be like, can I have money? Like, essentially, I was bawling my eyes out and like, my cat's dying. Like, I need money. And of course, my parents were like, Lisa, that's a lot of money. Like, I don't want you to spend that money. And then she just dies anyway. No, so pet insurance, I'm still going to file a claim with them. I'm not hopeful that they're going to cover it because I have a feeling that they're going to try to argue that this is a pre-existing condition. I'm going to try my best to frame it in a way that they will approve it. It's just so difficult that, like, I don't even know how to articulate this to you guys. I don't know if you've ever been in this kind of position, but like, I feel so helpless. Whatever is wrong with her is not only above me, but it's above all these vets who see animals constantly every single day, and they had no idea. Everything that they tried didn't work. So yeah, I owe a lot of money to my parents. I'm very thankful that they gave it to me. And it's hard with her being an animal. You know, they can't talk to you. Should you be saying this on stream? They're not gonna see this. But also, like, I'm not doing anything illegal. It's just in the nature of pet insurance company or insurance companies to deny, defend, and depose, you know? But yeah, all of her blood work came back normal. Everything came back normal. Yeah. That's the thing is, according to all of the work she had done,
Not my ass.
she has a perfect bill of health. But you guys saw the video. I hear Eddie explaining it to people in the next room over. No, so that's the one thing. Essentially, all the problems that they found with her were either something she was born with or they were too small details for there to be like, essentially in Sugar's case, it's a lot like being a detective. Hi, real dude. So they noticed that her adrenal gland, there's 2 of them, her left one was enlarged for a cat her size. But because she had never had an ultrasound before, they don't know if that's just the size of her adrenal gland. I was also, you know, adrenal glands do deal with adrenaline. And obviously she was really stressed out in the last 24 hours and really unwell. And so it could just be that it's enlarged because of the amount of stress that she was put through. And like that isn't really enough to explain anything. And then also she had a little bit of fluid in her colon, which essentially means that she's probably just going to have more diarrhea. She might absorb it because they were giving her IV fluids. They were explaining so much to me over the phone that I'm trying my best to remember. What else was it? Obviously, her heart was a little bit enlarged on the X-ray or whatnot, but that was what was really confusing me is 3 weeks ago, her heart wasn't enlarged. So I don't know if her heart could just become that enlarged from a small period of time of being like really stressed out. But her liver, her gallbladder, her spleen, and her kidneys all looked fine. There was no foreign material in her. So at first I thought I was taking her to the vet because she had an obstruction. It's common for cats to not eat if they can't, you know, if their system can't, if there's something stuck in there. I thought it was going to be an Epson situation, but no. I wish it was. I wish that they found something in her and they performed surgery and they took it out and she was fine. I wish it was that easy. Her bladder looked good. Her lymph nodes looked good. She had a little bit of fluid in her abdomen, I was told. And apparently in dogs, that is a good sign that they maybe had some sort of allergic reaction. But in cats, apparently it's not as strong of evidence. No, her ear tips aren't curled. Her ears and her nose are pretty pale right now. Usually they're red, but that's about it. Yeah, I don't feel like he was incompetent. The one doctor I spoke to, because there was 2 vets that like had shifts, the one doctor said that she knew him and that she trusted his opinion. But it is good to see another one, especially one closer. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, essentially the only thing wrong with her is her adrenal gland, her left one, is a little bit swollen or enlarged. There's fluid in her colon, which is diarrhea probably. There's a little bit of fluid in her abdomen, which could be a sign of an allergic reaction. It could not be. Her heart was a little enlarged. Her pro-BNP numbers were a little enlarged. But besides that, some of her other levels were abnormal, but once she was given oxygen and fluids, everything went back to normal. So yeah, I'm just kind of at a loss, really. This is her discharge instructions. We supported Sugar after an odd event with open mouth breathing and weakness. Ultrasound, blood clotting tests, and radiographs did not show a strong cause for her signs. Her cardiac enzyme, called proBNP, was abnormal, but that's not a clear indicator of heart disease. She did well with IV fluids, oxygen, and anti-vomiting injections. Yeah, that's what the original vet sent me home with. He sent me home with 3 different medications to not cause nausea. That's all he gave me. And he charged me $80 for it, and I'm not going to use it because it's not going to do anything for her. She was throwing up because her stomach was empty. Her mental status was normal this morning, and her ultrasound showed a mild enlargement of her left adrenal gland and some fluid in her colon, which might show itself as diarrhea. Next steps for her depend on how she does at home, but consider revisiting her heart through a cardiology consult and considering a neurology consult. So the next 24 hours are a mystery. I obviously don't believe in God, and I don't pray. But, you know, I pray to God that she doesn't decline again, because this has been so exhausting in so many ways. Yeah, I'm finding her, I think going forward, you know, if she pulls through, that I will be having an in-home vet visit her for like anything routine, because going to the vet stresses her out so much. Like, she is so sensitive. Genuinely, me bringing her to the vet went from me being like mildly concerned to me thinking, like, bringing her to the vet felt like it was killing her, you know? Thank you, Gracie. Yeah, a lot of people have shared the GoFundMe, and I've never made a GoFundMe. I don't want to have made one. I feel like I beg enough for money on the internet, but I literally, like, I emptied my savings account. I have enough money in my account to pay rent. So yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Handy. Thank you, Axolotl. I don't want you guys getting in trouble though. Don't share it someplace that it's not welcome. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I think it could be neurological as well, is because she's blind. Like, her blindness is neurological, most likely. So she already has technically a neurological condition. I'm not saying that I wouldn't have adopted her if I knew that she would be this medically complicated, because also I still don't know if this is actually a condition she has or something, a freak accident happened, because I wasn't watching her 24/7 the day before, but like, she's never gotten into anything before, you know? I've never had to be worried about that. We'll see, Ty. I was planning on doing a subathon for me. I will be pushing that back now because I don't want to ask too much of you guys. And I know that some people here, you know, those of you who could, and I understand if you can't. I really do. Like, I'm just, you being here and listening or like sharing with people, that's enough, you know? But I'm pushing back the subathon to give time in between these events, and also like to make sure that Sugar's okay. It's just, you know, there's never a good time for this to happen, but it just is really unfortunate timing. I don't think there is a good time, but it's unfortunate nonetheless. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord and, you know, possibly on my other social medias. But if you haven't seen the Instagram reel or the TikTok post yet, if you could maybe consider watching it, leaving a comment, liking it, sharing it, reposting it, just so like more people see it. I'm honestly blown away already at the amount of money that has been raised. The inside of the house did not get sprayed. It was only the outside. But when I came home, I saw dead bugs inside. But again, I've never seen Sugar eat a bug. Because when a bug is alive, she can't see it like other animals can. Like, she doesn't see a fly buzzing around and catch it. But there's, you know, there's above a 0% chance. It's not a 0% chance that she didn't eat a dead bug that had some of that poison in her system. But I don't know if that would have maybe been more clear in the tests that were performed. I don't have Twitter anymore. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but if you guys have any questions, you know, you're free to ask. But she is just my whole world, and I have not slept well. I've had my ringer on. Like, when she was at the hospital, I was so paranoid because I asked if I could spend time with her before I left, because I was genuinely afraid that they were going to call me and tell me that she had passed. Thank you, Axolotl. There was actually this really cheap sushi place right next to the vet. And so I had some sushi right before stream for like $15. A good serving of sushi. So that was nice. Before that, I had not really eaten. I had no appetite. It has been very difficult to not think about anything except her. Ever since I got my dog, I probably have only spent 20 total hours away from her. I would die. Not having her at home last night was really painful. Like, I haven't had her for a full year yet, but I have just I have become so attached to her, and I'm like, there's signs of her everywhere. Like, God forbid if she were to pass, even just her name being Sugar. Like, if someone were to say, "Oh, do you want some?" I'd fucking bawl, you know? for example, this cat tree right here, the side that she climbs down from, it has her claw marks all like etched into it. No, it's not a playlist. It's not a, I just searched What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish, played that, and now other songs are just playing from that. Well, I'm playing sad songs on purpose because I'm sad. And, you know, it's okay to feel sad sometimes. I'm sorry if you feel sad because of the music, but I'm not going to change it. Hi, Stella. Also, hi, Seb. So, but like, don't get stuck in it. No, I won't. I obviously won't. It hasn't been all clouds and rain today, you know? No rush but DMs. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I'm aware. I did change it, but apparently it didn't actually change it, if that makes sense. Like I changed my information, but then it didn't update on but it's not a big deal at this point. Like if I can fix it, I can fix it, but sometimes it's okay to embrace the sad emotions. You need to get them out. Careful with documents. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I literally, let me show you. Literally, my profile name just says Lisa. But yet it's so yeah, I don't really know what else to do. Like you can see it and hopefully no one does anything malicious with it. I don't really think any like, even if you know that, I don't really think that changes anything, but yeah, there's no setting that I see to change it. Yeah, I'm not remaking it at this point. But yeah, multiple people message me and they're like, "Hey, just so you know, it is a cool last name. Thank you." I'm actually told that quite a lot. I went and I picked up my depression medication a few days ago, and the guy at the window was like, "Is this your real last name?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Bro, there's this anime I watch, and like that name's in it or something." I don't know. I was like, "Yeah." I don't know what he was saying, but I was like, "Yeah." I took it as a compliment. Yeah, I love my Venmo username. My Venmo username, you know that one coffee drink, macchiato? That's it. That's it. Yeah, I think the biggest reason why people worry about stuff like that, I honestly don't know why a lot of people care about not having that out there. I just have tried to do that because it seems like it's something that a lot of people do. I got a response. Dr. Bamer has reviewed the video. Watching a video, it is hard to determine if this is a seizure or heart issue. It does look like it may be a seizure per the doctor. Dr. Baymar still would like you to see both a cardiologist and neurologist. If you weren't here, I'll show you the video real quick. It is not easy to watch, at least for me. She's in a lot of pain. She's panting again. Eddie. Eddie, I think we need to take her somewhere else. Look at her.
That's why I asked. Go to the place I called earlier. But why did we spend $1,000?
That pissed me off when he said that. I was like, I didn't know they weren't going to do anything. You asked me why they took my money and did nothing. I'm never going there again. And then in the car as well, it was a 30-minute drive to the ER. And for almost the entire ride, she was acting not normal, but not like that. And then towards the end of the ride, she started like acting like that again. And so yeah. You may have a case for negligence or something similar. Yeah. I just was so shocked that they would send her back to me like that. And also, he wanted me to spend even more money than I did. Every time I've gone to this vet, I've spent at least $1,000. He wanted to take an x-ray of her chest and her abdomen, and I declined the chest x-ray. And then he also wanted to send the x-ray to like a specialist to review it or something. And I was like, what am I paying you for then? So yeah, I saved myself like $500, but it would have been even more expensive. So I'm glad I declined some of those because those would have been completely useless. And it's crazy too, because I was like sitting there in the waiting room and this other lady was talking to like a new patient who had just gotten a cat. And she was like, yeah, I've been going here for a really long time. I love it here. I think that I'm a little bit biased in the sense that I have to probably understand that what is happening to Sugar is abnormal and not common. And so it's probably a little bit unfair for me to call this vet incompetent, but also as not a vet, I saw her and I knew that something was wrong, you know? I can't tell if the tongue is just hyperactive because she's panting or if it's part of the episode. There was a part there, I don't know if you could hear it, but she went from like to like really fast breathing. Like you could kind of see it. But she hasn't had, since she stabilized at the vet last night, she stabilized around the time that I left, which was like at 11 p.m. Since 11 p.m. last night, she hasn't had any sort of episode. So that's good news, at the very least. Let me see if I have the video. She sounds, yes, I did have insecticide sprayed outside a week ago. Like it was sprayed while I was on vacation. So it didn't just happen. I did. And she kind of explained it to me as it's hard to prove if something like that has happened. It's easy. She was kind of saying how it's like easy to hypothesize it, but it's not as easy to prove it. So it could have been that, but there was really not a lot of proof that it was. But there's not a lot of proof that it's anything. It's not in the Discord, no. yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you tell me why you want it. So yeah, especially if she doesn't improve within 24 hours. If I have the means to, I am going to get her in to see a cardiologist and a neurologist. So just to reiterate, if you haven't already heard this, any way that you can help me, help Sugar, would mean the world to me, because unfortunately a lot of these places don't take payment plans, and I literally just don't have the money, and I don't want me not having the money to be the reason that she doesn't make it.
Enjoying the stream? Leave a tip.
Sarah just texted me. Everyone has been so kind to me, and it really means a lot. I can just DM it to you as well, doctor. Yeah, if anyone knows any vets, again, like they said in the text message to me, it is really hard to tell anything over video. But yeah, I'm going to go peek at her and see how she's doing. Okay, she's sleeping. Oh, now you pop up. Thank you for making that, by the way, Vandy. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys at the moment. The next 24 hours are going to be really stressful for me for so many reasons. So I'll let you know tomorrow what stream will be like. My goal is to stream, but as you saw, she literally went over the course of 24 hours perfectly healthy to almost dying. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. Thank you, Zoe. It really does, Frank. I'm glad that I have the ability to rely on people in this scenario. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So I think we're gonna find someone to raid, and I'll keep you guys posted. And hopefully there's a stream tomorrow. If there's a stream tomorrow, that's good for everyone. There's actually so many people live right now. Carmi? I'll smoke before I leave. I wanted to be sober for this. Yeah, I just wanted to be sober. I'll be right back. I went through, while I was waiting for Sugar to go pick her up, I kept myself as busy as possible. So I did a lot of cleaning. We have a weed cabinet above the fridge that is just like this really awkward size. So that's where we put all the drugs. And I found like 5 joints. So I'm going to go grab one of those. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry to hear that, Norm. I forgot to say as well how much everyone there loved her. They were telling me that, like, every time they'd call me, they'd be like, she's just so precious. She's so sweet. She's adorable. And apparently she was purring a lot while she was there, which actually is not that normal for her. She is not. Chester purrs more than she does. Like, she's not. You can't just start petting her and she purrs. She chooses when to purr. Like, she walks up to you already purring. It's not something that you can induce for her. I started vowing to my DoorDash drivers before accepting the food. Hell yeah. Ultimate respect. And so I was honestly a little bit jealous to hear that she was purring so much for them. It might have been because she was on like pain meds and sedatives and all this fucking concoction cocktail of shit. I don't know. But she was like, yeah, I listened to her heart in between purring. And I was like, ugh, I'm so fucking jealous right now. She frequently purrs when she's hungry. Like, she'll walk up to you purring because she wants food. But D-Rock, I don't know if you're still here. I saw that you posted not that long ago about your cat passing. So I don't know if I'm speaking into the void right now. That's the unfortunate part of this type of conversing. But it just means a lot to me that you know, okay, that you offered your opinion and your advice, and you know, I think I'm just getting a small taste of what you had to go through. So I just wanted to say that, you know, I wish you the best as well. No, I don't think that's the case at all, doctor. She only had one, and that was after she was already feeling unwell. And it's like name brand, you know? Not that name brand means it's good, but I feel like it would be a controversy if it wasn't. Cheers. If everyone's ready. Is everyone ready? But then you said you had experience with seizures.
You fucking ugly whore!
As
You're
well.
an ugly whore! You're an ugly whore, not me!
I hope Sugar gets better soon. I have some beef with GoFund, but I donate anyway.
Sigh. Thank you. I'm kind of curious, what's with the beef? Because I've never used GoFundMe before, and I have no idea if it's like, I don't know the reputation of it. Her mom is still, wow, she lived a long life. That's what's making me so upset, is that she's literally 2 years old, and I didn't like I didn't expect to have to already be like worried about her dying at such a young age, you know? And before I smoke, the question that I wanted to ask is like, although she's better right now, I showed you guys the video, not the one of her possibly having a seizure, but she like, can having a seizure cause permanent damage? Because she just, to me, it feels like, at least right now, that she's not really there all the way. Like, she never really has her mouth open like this. Why is the quality so? And then I was laying with her as well, and she would kind of just stare off with her mouth open. Like, eventually she would close it, but it seems like she just has moments where she's just completely spaced out. She just seems really confused. But she is very responsive to sounds. But like, even when Chester's up next to her, like when I brought her home, Toph ran up to her and was like sniffing her, and she just hardly acknowledged that he was there. Oh my God, Jeff. Oh yeah, you know, funny you say that, Sai. My privacy is definitely, my last name is not on my profile anymore, but it's still on the GoFundMe. So yeah, I did not. For anyone that's had animals that, you know, have seizures or strokes, is it common for them to also have no interest in food afterwards? Because at this point, I'm really heavily leaning towards seizure or stroke, or just some sort of neurological condition. But like, to develop it at such a young age. Lisa Macaroni. I missed some of the messages. For 10 years, I lived with with a Siberian husky that had 17 seizures in one day. They can unfortunately sometimes cause permanent damage depending on length and severity, but really only in super severe seizures. But most seizures are followed by a long bit of exhaustion. Oh my goodness, that's a video. He'd get thirsty, but he couldn't eat. I haven't tried to give her any water yet. I'm glad that they were giving her fluids while she was there, because otherwise she hasn't eaten at this point in 48 hours or something. That is a problem with one of my commands that I need to fix, that I haven't fixed, Frank, because people said it was funny and not to fix it. You know, I wanted a cat that was special needs, and I got it. I think maybe I was a little naive to think that it was just blindness and that it wouldn't be anything else. But, you know, when I adopted her, it was just blindness. And then it was a heart murmur. And now it's this. Anyways, cheers. They would have seen a hole in her heart. They've done echocardiograms, they've done x-rays, they've done they have done almost everything you can do for her except for an MRI. So unless someone has $5,000 to spare, they've done everything. And that's a fear of mine as well, is that I spend an additional $5,000 on top of $7,000, and then they find out it's something wrong with her brain, and then there's nothing they can do. This is complete uncharted territory for me. I've never had this problem with humans or animals in my life, so I just have no idea what to expect. I just want her to live. The vet told me, I asked her how much it would be to see a neurologist. One second. I'm being a little bit misleading. They told me that for a full workup, like the entire cost of seeing a neurologist would be $5,000, which includes like an MRI. She also mentioned a spinal tap, like tapping for fluids. I don't know. Hi, DB. But I just wish someone could explain to me anything. Like if it is seizures, why is it just now happening? Like what happened? I don't know. Hi DB, good to see. She's at home right now, DB. She's resting. She is better than she was yesterday. You know, she's currently safe to be at home, but we don't know what happened, and we don't know if it's going to happen again. And I just hope that I am able to monitor her. I'm glad she's home, but I'm also really anxious about her being home, because at least at a vet office, you know, they can administer CPR. They have all these tools at their hand to care for her, and I don't. But also I can't afford to keep her overnight again if she's fine. So and that's hard as well, Vandy. The vet was telling me this as well. Her blindness makes this so much more difficult for us. I forget the word, her mentation. So while they were monitoring her last night, it was really hard for them to tell if she was spaced out or not because she's blind, which is like mentation. And then also, she's always had flickering of her eyes. Not constantly, I think, but frequently when you look at her, if you look at her closely, her eyes dart back and forth. And so abnormal eye movement is a sign of seizures, but she kind of always has abnormal eye movement. And so that's really difficult. It's like, are those a sign of that? Or is that just, you know, it's hard. That's why, honestly, Handy, I'm glad that there's, you know, options for people out there such as pet insurance and whatnot. Worst case scenario, I was told about a credit card used for vets, like the cost of vet visits that I could apply for, and they might approve me. But I don't blame the vets. You know, I was almost a vet. I wanted to go to veterinary school. Those vets that I was speaking with and, you know, coordinating with, they don't own the practice. They don't choose the prices. And I understand how hard it can be for them to Like literally someone in the next room over while I was waiting for sugar, I was hearing them say to them, like, do you want to say goodbye? Because someone came in with a cat that was mauled by their dog. And I think that they had to say goodbye. So not only do you have to every single day see animals die, but then you have to see people either put their animal down because they can't afford the treatment, or you see people who, like, for example, I asked them if I could pay. That's okay, real dude. Thank you. I'll see you later. Let me finish this thought real quick. I asked if I could pay after I picked her up, and she said no, unfortunately not. And I understand that because, you know, imagine Sugar didn't make it through the night, and imagine she died, and then they were like, okay, your animal's dead. You have to give us still $3,500. I can imagine a lot of people refusing to pay for that. I can imagine a lot of people fighting on that. And so it's like, I sympathize with their job and how hard it is, because these people, you know, 90% of them at least go into the field because they love animals. Like being a vet, especially an ER vet, is not easy at all, and you don't make good money compared to like actual doctors, okay? Even though you have to go through the same amount of schooling and you have to know so much more than like a regular doc. Like there are doctors out there that are like pediatricians that, you know, they don't have to really see death ever. They don't really have to go through all the they get to see children all day and give them stickers and lollipops. And as a vet, it's kind of an ever-present problem that you have to deal with is, you know, you're mostly only seeing animals if they're sick and dying, especially cats, because they hide their illness really well. And so by the time you see a cat, it's not usually good. So vets are really expensive. And I don't think anyone like literally I was talking to one of the front desk girls, and she was commending me because everyone there was aware of how much money I was spending. It's not like they were acting as if it was a normal amount of money. And even the one vet was like, you know, I see that you already got the blood work done, and I see you already got the x-rays done. We're going to redo them. We're going to recheck them, but I'm not going to charge you for it. And so that was really nice. My bill could have been even more expensive. Exactly. It doesn't really go to them. It goes to the people that own the practice, which sucks, but that's just, you know, there's corruption everywhere. Exactly, Vandy. Exactly. But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. But I'm just very fortunate to have a support system where I felt, I don't want to say comfortable spending that amount of money, but I'm glad that I knew I could find the money, because I don't care. I would have done anything to pay that vet bill to keep her alive. And I just hope that a miracle happens. Because she's so, I know everyone feels this way about their animals, but like genuinely, she is just a once in a lifetime cat. She's so special to me, and I don't care if I have to spend all the extra money I have, you know? Yeah, they're such a great vet. Too bad they're an ER vet, you know? They're not an actual like vet I can just go to. So I have to find another vet because that guy fucking sucked. Yeah, literally all the people I talked to, they were like, yeah, I'm here from 6 p.m. until like 6 a.m., but then they'd end up staying like 3 extra hours. You're right. I should ask them. That is a very good point. I'm glad that I did this stream because I haven't really had anyone to talk to this about. I obviously talked to my parents about it when I was asking them for money, but the entire time they're like, let me talk to the vet. This is unacceptable. What do you mean they won't let you pay later? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, really? They're charging you that much? And they haven't even, like, they were just making all these negative assumptions. And I was like, Mom, I've been at the vet all fucking day. I'm not going to argue with you about the cost. Just either give me the money or don't. And maybe you could get some pity points mentioning how much you've spent at a shitty vet. Yeah. Hopefully. So I'm going to finish this joint when you guys, okay? I was thinking about that. Okay, doctor, I literally could have paid off my car with the amount of money I've just spent. I owe them. I owe my family, obviously. I am giving them the money back. So that will probably be a goal. Whenever I do the stuff with that, I'll be like, help me pay back my parents. Ah! But a car is replaceable. Sugar is not replaceable. That bitch needs to live for at least 10 years. Okay. Thank you, Girthnificent. By the way, I don't want to dox anyone, but I don't know a lot of your guys' like legal names, and a lot of you did donate with your legal name. I don't know whoever donated 420, but you're a G. This joint goes out to literally all of you. I don't care if you donated 420 or 20, or if you just shared it with someone. Like, I know there's a million GoFundMes out there, and there's a million people who need money for all valid reasons. But not to sound like a broken record, please just try to get it out there to people. And if you haven't already, maybe Vandy could link it for me. That would be really cool. But I have posted a TikTok and an Instagram reel about it to try to raise awareness. Pretty sure I know who that is. Wait, Sai, is that you? Was that you? Because I was so tripped out because I saw that you donated $42 as Cycrol. So you're fucking with my brain if that's the case. Like, you're just confusing me. Cheers. Thank you. It means so much more that you guys are doing this for sugar. Because, you know, I think you guys are in the same, you know, you're similar to me. Animals are just so precious, and I just have such a soft spot for them. And obviously Sugar is my cat, and there's a lot of reasons why I care about her so much, but I would do this for any cat. Like, I wouldn't let a cat die because I couldn't afford the treatment. You know, like, there was literally a cat that I didn't end up keeping, and I technically fostered, and I spent $2,000 on him, and I didn't keep him. So that's not cap. If I make it to TwitchCon again this year, Sai, I'm assuming you'll be there. I owe you a drink for sure. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna finish this joint, and then I'm just gonna lay there and stare at Sugar until I feel satisfied that she's not gonna die in like the next 20 minutes. It's also hard that this is happening because I'm sure a lot of you are aware that I have recently been quite a hypochondriac in regards to health. And so I think I am definitely extending this towards Sugar's health as well. I really wish that I could include the amount of money that people Venmo'd me to the GoFundMe, because I didn't even think about a GoFundMe at first. I was just like sitting there in that room for hours, and I was like, I just need to post something. And also at that point, like, if my parents didn't answer the call, I don't know who I would have called next. And so I was like getting really scared about not having money to pay the people there. So that was why I posted that story. But I think combined, we're at almost $2,000 for the GoFundMe. And then I think it's like 400 or 500 that was Venmo'd as well. So that's really awesome, guys. Like, unbelievably awesome. I will give her so many, Handy. Like, such a small community, but so mighty. Did it make a sound? You're funny. Zach, I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad that you're doing better as well. I hope everyone's hanging in there. Like that cat poster, just hang in there. This song is beautiful. I'm gonna have to like this song. Thank you guys for just letting me vent and feel my emotions. Genuinely, it has helped me a lot. It's always good to talk through things. Do you remember how you found me, Girthnificent? How you found us? Well, I hope that it's exactly what you need it to be, Handy. Hi, Dale. I got confused for a second, Girth. I was like, wait, Trin's rating me? Aquatic Marvels. Thank you. Yeah, my cat almost died yesterday, so, and they don't know why. She's home now. I spent $7,000. I'm just giving you the TLDR in case you're curious. So we're just talking about like the last 24 hours essentially. CJ, welcome back. It's important to cut down trees that are not serving you, or they will kill you. Short answer is I don't know if she's okay. She's at least currently stable. Am I okay? I'm currently stable as I can be. What kind of job is it? Like what is the career you're aiming for? Cheers, my friends. Oh my God, the fray? Hello? Fuck. I'm also gonna file the claim with my insurance company tonight. I don't know how much they will cover, if any at all. But if they do cover the cost, I'm not gonna just like take your guys' money and run with it. I will refund it. Just in case you were thinking about that. Thank you, Holmes. I'm fine with you just taking my money. Don't play like that. But like, Sugar's foster mom donated as well. The place I adopted Sugar from posted her GoFundMe to their story. People that like aren't even really that good of friends of mine, like people that I wouldn't necessarily expect to repost the GoFundMe, reposted it. And it just makes me happy that people love Sugar as much as I do. Like literally her foster mom sent a text to me that was like, you know, I just heard what happened. I love her like she's my own cat. I'm praying for her. Come on, bitch, light. Fucking bitch, it fucking canoed. Also, this is an ashtray that has never been unveiled on stream before. I don't think Connor made this, but it's Connor's and it looks handmade. It looks like someone welded that. I mean, obviously it's handmade. It looks handmade. I think either he made this or one of his friends made it. It's pretty cool. It's like industrial. I have, yeah, it's AI. I have, this one's not my, we have like probably 8 ashtrays in this house combined between like all of us. Instead of lighting the joint, try pulling the flame. Oh. Why did I never think about that? It tastes like cough syrup. All right. Once this joint's done, I'm done. I don't know what makes some joints really pleasant to smoke and others like really unpleasant, but this one's not that pleasant. It's like poking my throat almost. You guys have such good tips. Thank you. This one was in an airtight container, but weed can become, I don't know if stale is the right word, but it can like dry out, and the less fresh it is, the what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the fucking word is. It just is like worse to smoke, essentially. It's stronger. It's less potent, I think, but also it's worse. Like it tastes worse. It's I didn't know at first that it was like, yeah, harsher. There, thank you. That's the word. Not as smooth. And that's coming from someone who's like, I don't have a very refined taste. I'm not a snob. But even I can tell when it's like a little dank, you know? Okay, Sarah, I'll give you a TLDR. Okay. This is just like such a roller coaster for me as well, because I keep being told that Sugar's healthy and then she keeps not being healthy. And so I feel like I am not only being lied to, obviously people aren't actually lying to me, but like what they're seeing says that she's healthy. And so that's what they're telling me. That's what they're relaying to me. But it's just, I feel like my emotions are being played with, like they're being toyed with. we don't know what happened to Sugar, Sarah, but on the 24th or the 25th, the 24th, 48 hours ago, she stopped eating. And at the 24-hour mark, when she was still showing no interest in food, I took her to the vet because when a cat doesn't show interest in food for 24 hours, it could be a really bad sign that they have like an obstruction or they have like some sort of blockage, where it's more common in male cats that they'll get, what are they called? Kidney stones? Essentially little crystallizations that form in the urethra that prevent them from being able to pee, and it's really deadly. And so I thought that was a possibility, or that she had an obstruction, okay? That wasn't the case. And they ran a bunch of tests, and I spent $7,000, and she was at the vet all day yesterday and overnight. And they found no conclusive evidence for why she, on multiple occasions, was like essentially flatlining almost. I was told by the vet that she could die at any moment, pass at any moment. So yeah, I'm not joking. They ran every test that they could run at that facility. So her kidneys are fine. Her liver is fine. Like all of her organs are fine. The only thing that it could potentially be, besides like some sort of it could be allergic reaction, poison, which unlikely. Both of these are unlikely, but not out of the realm of possibility. It could be a heart issue, which again, I don't think is likely because she's seen a specialist and her heart, according to him, was fine 3 weeks ago. Or neurological. Those are the 4 possibilities. Yes, they're all they're either non-toxic or she can't reach them. No, so they asked me all these questions at the vet. They have like a checklist they go through to make sure it isn't those things. I don't have any medication that she could have got. Like the only thing maybe is weed, but even then, like, you know how much I smoke weed. That has never been an issue before. I've never just like left it sitting out. Like it's never been accessible to her. So yeah, at this point, I think that most likely it is a neurological issue, and the only way to know is to see a neurologist, and otherwise hope that she improves. So it's touch and go. We'll see in the next few days what happens to her. And that is the last time I will be explaining that tonight, unless you guys have any last questions for me. But trust me, I have spent the last day thinking of everything and anything. Thank you, Sarah. I very much so appreciate that. I mean, yeah, it's just a dress. The receptionist at the ER told me she liked it, so that's cool. A jean dress, if you will. A dress. But when I sit down, it kind of gets a little tight. Thank you. It hasn't been working for the last few months because I keep forgetting to take it off when I'm like getting in water. But I'll get it working again. Okay, we'll just ride Sam. I feel like that's easy. No, all I do is I put it in this stuff that takes the moisture out of the watch. Every time it stopped working, I just put it in that, and then it fixes. The only problem is I ran out, so I just have to buy more. I hate fireworks, bro. I literally, like, as a pet owner, can you just shut up? Like, I get not everyone cares or has pets, but I don't care. I don't care about your stupid fireworks and your stupid explosives and your stupid bombs. Okay? Anyways, go say hi to Sam. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your evening and, you know, keep sugar in your thoughts and or prayers or whatever mystical witchy thing you do. Anything, I will take it. I will take it all. You know, knock on wood, anything. I don't give a like I just if this cat doesn't fucking pull through, I will need to be admitted to a psych ward. Probably. Okay? Oh, you're right. We gotta use the cat emotes for the raid. Could we use the cat emotes? I'll do a Midwest ritual. Thank you. Stay tuned. If you're not in the Discord already, I will update you guys in the Discord if I'm streaming tomorrow or not at the usual time. I'm trying not to think about the money, for sure. And your guys' support has helped a lot. So just continue to share and have a good night.